Hello, welcome back to High Vibe Time with Teresa and Ashley, raw and unfiltered. Thank you for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we are talking about energy clearing and how to clear your energy, especially at night or after you've been someplace and you just feel whatever. Our last video was talking about our energy bubble, but maybe we forgot the energy bubble, or maybe we feel like, something's just tugging on us. So today we're going to talk about how to take care of that. And Teresa and I were talking right before we got on, and I said, I will have to admit, I am not great at clearing my energy at night, and I know I should. I know I should. I do it when I know, like, I've had an emotional day, an extra emotional day, or I've had something come up and I've been in my feelings, or that kind of thing. But on just a typical regular day, I usually don't do that.
Yeah.
So,
And honestly, I would have to almost agree with you that if I, you know, if I do have a good day and everything's going okay, I do forget to clear my energy. But as you were saying it, my thought process is, you know, maybe it's because we don't really need to clear our energy at that time. Maybe it's only, when we know we are going through the things. And, as you was talking, a lot of times the reason that I don't forget to clear my energy is because I am with my grandkids during the day and there is so much energy around them. And if I don't clear my energy, I just feel like I'm bouncing off the walls, and I'm too old to do that. And so I clear my energy because of that. I've absorbed their energy during the day, and although it's a wonderful, amazing energy, my older body cannot contain that. And so that's a lot of times why I remember to clear my energy, is because I'm clearing away their excitement and their, overwhelmingness,
mhm.
but
Yeah. And it makes sense. I mean, again, if you're watching us, I think down deep that you're empath and you feel things and you all the things. And sometimes we just don't feel like ourself, or we just went through we just had a stressful activity or event or meeting or whatever the case may be, and you just feel like it's just sort of hanging on you like, a wet blanket, and you just are ready to release that and let that go. And um many times I don't acknowledge it. I'm just like, I see you, I feel you, go away. But I need a more like, and that's
yeah.
the short version. I have a longer version, and I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, and I mean, there's the typical ways of doing it, which we have the Palo Santo and sage, and that's a lot of times people hear that that you have that's what you have to do to clear your energy. And when I first got into it, that's what I thought I had to do, was burn the sage all the time, and that's not necessarily true, especially with your own energy. Now, when you're talking about energy in the room and around you, yes, maybe the Palo Santo and sage or whatever you want to do is helpful for that, every once in a while. But to clear your own energy, there's several different ways to do them. So, what's some of the ways that you do, Ashley?
Really, I get focused and centered and grounded. Sometimes I try to figure out if I'm feeling a certain way, or if I feel it, like if I feel it on my chest, right? Or if I feel it on my shoulders, if I feel it on my back, like I try to say, okay, what is this emotion? Sometimes I don't know. And sometimes I have no idea where it came from or what it is. And so um I literally say, I keep my eyes closed, and I literally say to myself, thank you for being here. However, this is not my energy. I release and let it go, light and love. And I visualize, like, it's literally being cut. Like, I visualize scissors, and it's being cut away from me, off of me. and I send it back to whomever that it belonged to, with light and love. And usually, at least so far, that has worked for me. I do love sage. My husband does not, and so I have to be careful when I sage things. Because he's not a fan. I do use essential oils, so there is a sage essential oil that you can use. Um, Crystals are another one. I love crystals. If I need to clear something, I can grab a crystal and just sort of um, go around my body and around my energy field and sort of clear that out as well. So those are the, trying to think. I don't think there's any other way. I think those are the major ways. Um, the main ways that I do that.
And I love that you brought up the scissors, and I don't do that on a regular basis, but even when we come in contact with someone, even if it's just a hello at the store or pumping gas or something, we make an energetic connection with that person. And, good or bad or otherwise, it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, we really do want to cut and release those energetic connections because we want to be just with our own energy because, that we have those interactions and make those connections, but they're not meant to stay stuck to us,
Right.
which is one of the reasons that we do the clearing and stuff. I also use like a crystal, it's the one that I use on my cards as well. It's a clearing crystal, and there are other ones that will do the same thing. You can also set the intent that you're brushing off,
Mm.
just literally brushing off the energy around you, go around your body and do that. Um, you can also, last week you already said that we talked about the energy bubble. You can create your energy bubble and grow your energy and set the intention that as your energy bubble is growing out, it's releasing everything that doesn't belong to you. And
Mm.
so that it doesn't stay in that energy bubble. And so that's kind of clearing your energy as well. There is a grounding is, we talked about a grounding in one of our other ones. Grounding is a really good way because you can release those things that don't belong to you to Mother Earth. She can take all of that and neutralize it and use it. Maybe you don't know where it came from or what kind of interaction gave you this feeling, and so you don't really know, you can't pinpoint it, or I mean, you can say you can give it back to whoever it came to, but you can also send it into the earth, and knowing that, and you're also doing your body a good thing too by grounding at the same time, grounding and then allowing all the stuff that doesn't belong to you to just release through your feet or your head or however your grounding is. So yeah.
Oh, I love that you said that through the feet. There's two things that I jotted down here. The first was the feet, and I like to go outside and put my feet on grass or dirt, or I don't even care. Um, just to, especially if it's really heavy on me and I know I need to let it go. And that's my own emotions too, not just everybody else's, but my own too. Um, I like to sit outside and just, here it is. I release and
Mm.
let it go to nature. Nature can handle it. I release and let it go. The other thing you said was brush, and I love that idea because um, one of the things these days is to brush your skin, like before you get into the shower. And what you're doing is you are activating though, and I'm not a dermatologist or anything like that. But so it's very bare minimum what I'm about to say as far as knowledge. But you're brushing your lymph nodes, you're brushing your skin, which is the largest organ that we have, right? And you are getting rid of and letting go of those dead sort of cells, right? So I love that the brushing can be letting go of the energy that's not serving us and brushing it away and letting that go.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, when you said something about the grounding too, two things I have to say about that. And I know this isn't about grounding, but it helps with clearing your energy. Um, the I had my regular doctor tell me before I ever even got into this that if I feel overwhelmed or have anxiety, because I had panic attacks a lot because I wasn't able to protect my energy and I didn't realize that I was taking on other people's energy. And so that's what was causing my panic attacks, was other people's energy. And so even before I got into this, he told me, as a regular doctor, go outside, get your feet in the grass, get your feet, take your shoes off, get your feet. He said, if you have a garden, get your hands in the dirt. He said that will literally make you feel better. And there's also, I don't know if other people have seen it, but there's like this new blanket that they have that you can put across your bed that you plug into your outlet, and it has a grounding effect that you get while you're sleeping. And so, I mean, it really is significant, the grounding for your body and for what you can, what it does for your body, and in clearing stuff too, and getting out what isn't good for you in there.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that was really a good point.
Yeah. And I think, if you're watching things back to back, you're sort of seeing a theme here of getting quiet, getting still, getting grounded, and then do the thing, whether that is meditate or whether that's journal or whether that's set up your energy bubble or if it's clearing your energy. Um, just taking, and it doesn't take a long time. We are trying to reiterate that it does not take very long to do any of these things, especially if you are comfortable with doing them, after practicing them. And so, um, it could just take a few seconds to do that and to clear all that for your healing.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, and it's so true. In the beginning, it did take a little bit of time and effort to kind of train myself to learn how to do these things. But once that was in practice, and once I felt what it feels like to have the energy bubble, felt what it feels like to clear my energy and to let go of things that are, and the impact that those things, the grounding, the bubble, the clearing, the impact that those things had on my physical being
Mhm.
is unexplainable. It really, and so I think that it's absolutely worth the time and the effort of building that muscle and learning how to do it, so that you're able to put these things into practice so that you can live a more flowing life, without these things affecting you. I literally was on medication for anxieties where I had to take a medication that would calm me down. Now I don't have to do that anymore.
Mhm.
What calms me down is the things that I am able to do. The bubbles, the grounding, the, clearing my energy. Those things are what calms me down.
Yeah.
So I don't have to turn to a pharmaceutical thing anymore to do that, which is, I feel so grateful for. I don't know what I would do without now. So I just think it's real important that even though it takes a little bit of time to start these practices, it is so worth it. And I'm living proof of that. And I know you are too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can start doing some of these things with your kiddos too. I mean,
Mhm.
those that have kids or grandkids, you can start, having them go outside in the grass, have them take a few deep breaths in, have them, feel into, see if they can feel their energy, because they're going to tell you, y'all know, out of the mouth of babes, right? They're going to tell you exactly how they feel about whatever. So try it out and see, because, and I know that there are some schools now that are starting meditation in some schools, and they're starting EFT tapping in schools just to sort of bring down the
Yep.
overstimulated things that we uh, deal with, just personalities, energy, social media, phones, whatever the case may be, technology, just sort of bring everything down. I think that's great that they're learning at such a young age that we didn't get until much later.
It's so funny that you say that, Ashley, because my oldest granddaughter, Destiny, came home from a summer thing that she's doing the other day. Excuse me. And I saw her doing this. She was going like this, where she's putting her hands out in front of her, and then she's pulling it in like this. And then she put her legs out in front of her, and then she pulled them up, her knees up to herself. And I looked at her and I said, "What are you doing, Destiny?" And She says, "Oh," she said, "this is something we learned in school yesterday, today, or I think it was the day that she got home. This is something we learned in school today." And I said, "Well, what is it?" And she says, "Okay," she says, "you sit down on the floor and you pull your knees into yourself and you take a breath in as you're pulling it in and you pull your energy into yourself and then you put your arms out and you do it again and you pull your energy in and you take a breath in and you blow it out." And I
Oh,
was like, I got chills all over my body. I was like, that is amazing. That is
I
amazing,
love
Destiny.
that.
I know. I thought, how cool is that that they're teaching them that? Because
Yes.
there was none of that when we were in school.
No,
None
no.
of no talk of energy or anything like that. And she started the conversation with, and she was born with some disabilities, and so this really blew me away because she started the conversation with, "Well, we're energy, right?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And then
okay,
you go,
where's
where
this
is this
going?"
going? Uh-huh.
Right. That's exactly what I thought. Is like, oh my goodness. I
That's
loved
awesome.
it.
Oh, that's so good. And that leads right into the card that I got for us today, which is change.
Oh, wow. That's
And I think that is on
beautiful.
so many levels that our kids are changing, our mindset is changing, the way we do things is changing, our expectations are changing. We are trying new things that may change us for the better. And so I just, the bottom of it says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement.
So good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And we
just
have to, and I don't know, it's a lot of times what we deal with is people stay kind of in a stuck place because it's a comfortable place.
right.
But if we never change or evolve, we never really see what's on the other side of that stuckness, and so that's kind of what we hope these videos help with, is kind of helping you change that way of thinking and looking into a different way, which is a beautiful way of being. Because my life is so different now than it was before 2020. I
And
mean, it
what can
just
it hurt? What can it
right.
hurt? What can I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, it's the placebo effect, it really doesn't do anything." But okay, so what? I'm not hurting you, right? And I feel better. So call it what you want.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
fine if you don't believe in it, but I believe in the grounding. I believe in the energy bubble. I believe that I need to clear my energy at night. And so what's it hurting? It's not hurting.
Right.
It's just taking a few minutes of my day and that's it. How many minutes do we spend in the car line picking up kids or in the Starbucks line or wherever else, right? So take a few
Scrolling.
minutes. Yeah, scrolling. That's right. So just take a few minutes to do these few things. And if you feel better, great. And the other thing is, for those of you, and I want to address this real quick before we get off. I know that many of you, if you're watching this, you may be in the beginning of your journey and you don't know how to tell people about you learning about this stuff. You don't have to. You don't have to. There's absolutely nothing that says you have to say, "Oh, I learned a grounding technique," or I have an energy bubble. You don't have to say a word. I will say no, that Teresa and I both have Facebook groups that are open and welcoming to those like-minded people. It's a safe space for you to come talk to us or ask questions about energy and all these things, or you're welcome to make comments in the video here and we will get back to you. But you don't have to tell anybody. That is okay. You are on your own journey, right? I grew up in the Bible Belt. I know what people think about some of the things that I do. That's okay. That is okay. I don't tell them that, I know, this is an amethyst and a bracelet and I know what it means and I know what it feels like to me on it. And I don't tell them because they don't want to know and they're not ready to hear it or don't want to hear it or whatever the case may be. That's okay. My husband's a naysayer and we've been together for 25 years. But I think I'm slowly getting there with him. But I'm not gonna tell him. Um, but yeah, but this is a safe space. Our Facebook groups are a safe space. So check out our Facebook groups if you are interested in this kind of stuff. Come join us. We talk about other things too. We're both transformation coaches. If you didn't get a chance to watch our intro video, go back and take a look at that just so you sort of know our journey. But this is a safe place for you, and we hope you enjoy what we're bringing you.
Yeah. And I do have to say, as you was talking, just one more point, and that for me, even though it was difficult to kind of switch my thinking, what I felt like was I have lived long enough, other people telling me how I should live. So I decided that I'm going to live the way that I want to live. And if it doesn't correspond with what other people think, that's okay.
Mhm.
They can have their opinion and they can feel the way they want to feel, but I'm choosing to do this because it makes me feel better. And in the end, that's what matters.
Yeah, and you probably may be surprised at who actually is into this too, and they're not talking.
Oh yeah.
Because I
Most
just I
definitely.
just saw an interview with a celebrity that I would have never thought they had were into any of this, that were like they had a friend pass and they're like, I feel their presence all the time if you believe in that stuff. And I'm like, I believe. And then I was like, oh, oh, look at that. See, I would have never, and again, a celebrity, I don't know him personally, whatever, but it's that. So I think
Mhm.
people are inquisitive and are interested. They just don't know where to look and how to go about it. So I'm glad that you found us, and I'm glad that you were here. And
Yeah.
yeah, so don't forget to subscribe and like. And we try to put out videos once a week, and we will see you next time. Thank you for being here.
Bye.